The best professional wrestling show of the year is upon us. AEW New Japan Forbidden Door, live from the UBS Arena in Long Island, New York. We have a whole hell of a lot to talk about. It's Take the Ring upon us. Let's talk about it, guys. Be sure to hit that like button, subscribe, hit that notification bell. 14 matches. We're only going to talk about 12 because Tony Khan is a madman and booked way too many matches on this card. But among some of the top ones, we have AEW World Champion Swerve Strickland defending against Will Ospreay. We have Shingo Takagi versus the American Dragon Bryan Danielson. And we have a massive TNT Championship ladder match to determine the next TNT champion. We're going to get right into it and talk about the big one. AEW World Title on the line. Interesting note, either man is from New Japan. So we got two AEW competitors and arguably the biggest match they could do right now with Will Ospreay and Swerve Strickland. Guys, I have two questions for you. Number one, is it too early to be doing this match? And most importantly, number two, who the hell walks out of the UBS Arena as the next or still AEW World Champion? Brian, let me know.
Swerve, man. Swerve. I don't think he loses. This is one of his biggest tests since becoming a champ. Hey, man, I think Swerve walks out champion for sure.
Well, Big I'll say this. I don't think it's too early for them to be doing this match. A lot of wrestling fans like for these guys to save matches for some reason, but I feel like if it's not going to happen at Wembley, let's get it done right now before Wembley. So I'm glad they're going ahead and doing this match right now. I'm hoping to see a big return here. I don't know if we actually get it, but we'll see. But I think ultimately Swerve will walk out as the champion, and we'll see Will Ospreay kind of veer off into what he's going to be doing at Wembley as well, which should be pretty interesting.
Yes, should be interesting. We may even see a devil come out to challenge Will Ospreay at one point. But Carol Valentine, Mr. Love himself, what do you think about this?
Well, for this match, I mean, I agree with you guys. Like, not really. I would like to wait a little bit more and build the anticipation. But like Kenny said, if this match is not happening in the future, then go ahead and pull the trigger right now. But I do like, of course, in general, for these big matches, big names to face off against each other. If there's a build-up, it's obviously way better. But many times I've seen like my biggest example for this, like Shawn Michaels and AJ Styles. Or I don't know. That's probably not a big example. But Undertaker and Sting, that's what I was thinking of. Like you could have done that and you never done it. So I'd rather we have a match without the perfect build-up than not having the match at all. And this build-up, by the way, was pretty good. As a matter of fact, that's why this is the biggest match for the AEW Championship, but because it has the best story, I like it. They say they're going to kill each other. Crazy. Swerve's going to go crazy, and he's going to win this too. Because, if we're going to talk about something early, it's too early for Will Ospreay to go ahead and take this championship right now. It could happen. I just don't. Swerve is taking this one. And my, honestly, other criticism is, Omer, you pointed this out. No one from New Japan is at this in this match. It feels like a separate thing from this entire pay-per-view almost,
I like that. I got to say, because I don't like the Forbidden Door pay-per-views.
I mean, yeah.
Because I don't know any of these guys from New Japan. So a lot of these matches on this card, I just don't care about. So this one is one that I could actually get invested in because these are the wrestlers from AEW that I know, which, Tony Storm and Miro Shirakawa. I don't know her name.
Oh, yeah.
Excuse me. I think they built her up well. So I'm like, I like her. So I think that's actually that was the good way to do these, like mixing these wrestlers together.
Yep. I think that this is a match that AEW felt like they needed to put on to bolster this pay-per-view because many of their top talents are hurt. Many of New Japan's top talents, like Shota Umino, who is one of the biggest omissions on this card, is not there. Ren Narita, another guy who is an up-and-comer in New Japan, not there. So both rosters honestly dealing with some depth issues when it comes to that star power. But we're talking about this match. We're talking about the biggest match you could put on right now. And look, AEW is a company that stated that you were going to see the best wrestlers wrestle week in, week out. You're going to see a place where winning matters. No one has been winning more right now than Will Ospreay on AEW TV. he is the number one contender for a reason. It's because he deserves to be the number one contender, and we're not beating around the bush. We're getting right to it. And these are two people who have actually deeper history than many people know. Back on the British Indies, when Shane Strickland was coming up, Will Ospreay and him had some banger matches. And there's this big, like, infamous spot where they both kind of danced to Uptown Funk for a minute. And, like, it was like a nice little like spot that they did, and it went viral for a bit. And like that was really one of the first times that people really noticed Strickland. And then to see it come full circle in this way, and Swerve being the world champion, I think this also is a massive opportunity for Swerve to assert himself as the world champion in a way we haven't seen, because you'll have people like Kenny Baum come out here and say like, oh, who would he beat? Samoa Joe? Jobber. Kenny Baum says that, not me. But then you'll have people also say, well, oh, he didn't main event in Double or Nothing, even though the championship match never main events Double or Nothing. But okay, people have doubted Swerve Strickland this entire title run. This is a moment and an opportunity for All Elite Wrestling to put that stamp of approval on him. I think there's no better person to have Swerve beat than Will Ospreay at this point. And Will Ospreay's a guy, we know he's going to be in the world title picture at some point very soon. It's going to happen again. He's not going to lose any luster. Right now, Swerve, quite frankly, needs it a little bit more, and I think he's going to get it at Forbidden Door. But that's one match. We got a bunch more to talk about, guys. Let's talk about another big-time match, a match that I think could steal the show. One of the best technical wrestlers in all of professional wrestling, Zack Sabre Jr., going up against Orange Cassidy. This is a match that Kenny Baum, I know, is dreading. So let's get right to it and talk to the man himself. Kenny Baum, what do you think about this?
This is what I don't care about, for one. But yeah, I don't know what you want me to tell you, bro. I don't care about it. Probably won't even watch it. So shouts out to these young men. I'm sure they're going to tear it up, but I am not invested in the least bit. And that's it.
Oh, from Choppy PP to Brian, tell me about it.
Come on, Brian.
Nah, bro, I'm not interested for real. I ain't gonna lie. Zack Sabre and Bryan Danielson did put on a hell of a match last year, and I personally enjoyed it. But right now, man, I'm just not feeling this joint. You know what I'm saying? So I personally,
and you know what? It's not. I'm sorry, Brian. It's not, because you just said the match thing. Like, it's not the match that I don't care about. There's no build to it. Like, these are just two guys who are going to fight, and it doesn't mean anything after the show's over. So,
yeah, I mean,
that's just it for me.
I can't really blame you for thinking like that. It's just like the whole purpose of the pay-per-view is to put guys from the different companies together. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, it's all subjective, you can say, at the end of the day. Personally, me though, like, I'll be watching because it's up on the screen. You know what I'm saying?
Here's what I'll say though. I need y'all to keep that same energy when we get that NXT and TNA Worlds Collide pay-per-view. That's all I'm gonna say.
That's another thing I don't care about.
I will keep that same energy.
Keep that same energy.
That's all I'm gonna ask. If there's story, I can be invested. But if not, I mean, what are we doing?
I mean, Jordan Grace faced off against Tatum Paxley, and I don't think she got like even a little bit of a reaction when she came out at TNA, from what I remember, for her entrance. So yeah, like, you got to make us care about this. Zack Sabre Jr. and Bryan Danielson, both technical wrestlers, they're gonna kill it. That's already a premise. The match itself is cool, so I was interested in that one. I've just been burned out so long ago by Orange Cassidy. So my problem is not Zack Sabre, but I need at least a good build-up, a strong build-up to this, or a better opponent for Zack Sabre, or an opponent that I personally am excited for. But yeah, because of that reason, it does feel like, okay, what do we got? Like, press X for the random wrestler and X for random wrestler. Okay, there you go. I feel like WWE 2K exhibition.
Wow. That is some cap. But I will tell you this. I think this is going to be the best match on this card, and it's going to steal the show just like Orange Cassidy and Will Ospreay did 2 years ago. Let's get right into our next match, and then after that, we'll do a little bit of rapid fire because, gosh darn it, Tony Khan loves to put together a massive card. But let's talk about the AEW Women's World Championship. Women's World Championship is going to be on the line, and so is the heart of Mariah May, Timeless Tony Storm, Mina Shirakawa, AEW Women's World Championship. Many people believe that this is the best built match on this card. People are, as Kenny likes to say, invested in the story. But Kenny Baum, are you invested?
I am. You know what? Whether people think it's good or not, I think it's good. You know, they're fighting over this girl, and I like the fact that when they came out on Dynamite, like Mariah made it inside with one of them or the other. She did the entrance with Toni Storm, and then she ran back and she did the entrance with the other girl. So I like the way they're playing it. And this is a match I'm interested in. I think they always do Toni Storm's matches good. Because I always look forward to seeing them on these pay-per-views. So this is one I do want to see, and yeah. Probably my number 2 on this card, actually.
Oh, since I'm on the screen, I'll just talk about what I believe is going to happen. And that is, I totally think that we are going to see the dissolution of Toni Storm and Mariah May before our eyes. I'm going to call the upset alert here. Mina Shirakawa in one of the biggest upsets, I think, in all of AEW, all of wrestling history, because no one believes she's actually going to win this match. I think she wins, and this is what starts the buildup between Toni Storm and Mariah May. And I think eventually Toni will win the title back, and the match at Wembley will be Owens Hart Cup winner, Mariah May versus Toni Storm. I think that would add an element of intrigue and really like even more fire behind this feud, and do it in a different way that people aren't expecting. Everyone's kind of expecting like, okay, Mariah May is going to win, and then Toni Storm is going to be like, oh, darling, we're going to be best friends facing off. No, make it clear that Mariah May is the heel. They have her go on a dominant heel run, have her go into Wembley, and have her almost beat Toni Storm or beat Toni Storm. Hell, you have a chance to make a big star here. Let's try to do it.
I love that.
I like that, Big Om, but I think you have lost your mind. I think Toni Storm is definitely going over in this one. But I like it. I like the booking.
Hey, man, I'm just trying to give Toni some ideas. The other one. But speaking of another one, let's get another one of these guys in here. Let's talk to Kero. What do you think about this?
Man, I like Mina. I think like when you think Japanese female wrestlers, I think she's the best because she has the most charisma. Like Hikaru Shida doesn't really like. She's a pretty straightforward wrestler. It feels like to me. Yeah, absolutely. In AEW television, come on, man.
Riho,
she just does this. She's
I agree with you.
Right. No, 100%. I know. I'm also agreeing double time because Mina Shirakawa, she just has it. She just has the charisma, and she's good in the ring. I think should be a great transitional champion storyline that you laid in. And Toni can take the title. I think that's perfect. Get that upset. Get that betrayal. I love it.
Well, let's go to the man of the hour, the man with the power, the man with control of the production.
Man, you need to take a shower.
Brian, what's going on, bro? What do you think? Who walks away as the AEW Women's World Champion?
I think Toni Storm goes on ahead, walks away with the WWE Championship, or not the WWE, but the WWE Championship.
There you go.
Word. Omer, I think you was cooking with the whole Mariah May storyline, bro. I could definitely see that going over there. You know what I'm saying? But I do think Toni Storm got to go on ahead, secure this W, as I think that storyline could still happen even if she has the title on her. You know what I'm saying? So I think you cooking, my boy.
But we all agree Mariah May is going to be the winner of the Owen Hart Cup, right? Like that's the match at Wembley.
I thought it was Nia Jax.
Nia Jax gonna win the Owen Hart Cup. That's crazy. Okay.
Come on, Kenny. Don't look confused over there.
The door is open and wide.
Come on, Kenny. Don't look confused over there, man.
Yeah, Nia Jax gonna win the Owen Hart Cup.
Thank you.
All right. Well, you heard it here first.
We got an invasion angle going, ladies and gentlemen. The Rock made it happen.
Hey, man, before we get into the rest of these, let's go through some rapid fire because I know there's some matches that Kenny and company don't care about. MJF, Hitch and Cero, I'm excited for this one. I say MJF wins. Kenny.
Who?
MJF has to win, but I don't know. Who is this guy he's in this ring with?
You obviously don't watch Dynamite or Collision.
No, we watch Dynamite every week, buddy.
We watch it every week.
Yeah, did he appear last episode?
Yeah, he wrestled.
Huh?
He's wrestled on Dynamite.
But we were talking about, didn't we have Daniel Garcia and Will Ospreay against MJF on Dynamite? Where did this guy come in at?
And didn't last time he wrestled Tanahashi? Give him a big opponent. Is MJF for
That's MJF.
Your biggest star. Who?
should have one of them
Mishima from Tekken?
All right.
From
Well,
Tekken is crazy.
it is crazy, actually.
It's a fighting game, Brian. Tekken is a fighting game.
No, I know that, brother. You trying to tell me like I don't know? You thought I thought Tekken was a country?
No, I'm just kidding.
All right. So we all think MJF's gonna win. That's fine. That's fine.
Yeah.
Ain't nobody want to talk
That
about
is
the
what
learning
we
tree.
don't care about.
Learning tree.
No, ain't nobody care about the learning tree. Shout out
Mm.
to
How about the
both
learning
Katsuyori
tree, bro? Who
Shibata.
was the learning tree fighting?
Katsuyori Shibata, Hook, and Samoa Joe.
That's what I don't care about.
Yeah, I got you. I already beat you to it. So predictable. This is why they call me the spoiler.
What's Thick Statlander doing?
She's actually in the pre-show with Willow Nightingale, isn't she?
So yes, she is on the pre-show. It's gonna be Chris Statlander teaming up with Momo Watanabe.
Oh, it's a tag
Willow
match.
Nightingale and Tom Nakano.
The fall
Okay.
of the century, fellas. Willow just went from wrestling Mercedes Moné at one of the triple main event matches, and now she's at the pre-show.
I mean, those are good wrestlers, but why is it bump that up?
Hey,
No,
man,
please
they're
don't
both
bump
in
it up.
Honestly speaking, bro, I think the pay-per-view should just start earlier, and they should get rid of the whole pre-show thing. I think
Well,
that damages.
Actually, no, let's talk about this because I have a point here to make.
That damages,
AEW
bro.
Now, AEW, you are charging your fans $50 to watch this pay-per-view. If I'm paying $50 a month basically to watch these pay-per-views, in my view, I want to be getting as much value from this as possible. Because $50 to most people is a whole lot of money. It's different for WWE. They're charging like what, $5 a month for Peacock or whatever.
Love it.
Like you can put on 5 matches. That's all I need to get my value out of it. If I'm paying $50, I would much rather have more to watch than have like 5 matches. If there are 5 matches on this card,
that is at this point, bro. You're saying quantity over quality, and that's a disservice to the company.
It's a disservice. Sometimes it's like not worth the money because it's so much. Like if you look at the Justice League, you look at the Zack Snyder cut. I would not want to pay my $15 to go to the movies to see that big old long movie. Just give me the shorter one, and I think I'll be out of there fine.
Exactly.
Just because it's more doesn't mean it's better. Bigger isn't always better, no matter what the ladies tell y'all, fellas.
Hey man, we can all agree on that. That's for damn sure. Let's Carol, do you want to weigh in on the length?
Yeah, it's their biggest problems of AEW, man. Don't concern yourself with the length.
Thing is, bro, I just feel like, all right, so their excuse back then was, you want to have as much talent on the show, but now they're doing way more pay-per-views. So I don't see the need on why having all this talent meshed in on one
even
show.
at WrestleMania when
cooked again, kiddo.
Yeah, like you don't need to. It's sad, I know, to get left off pay-per-view card, but man, like you said, Brian, quality over quantity. It's that easy.
WWE finally realized that because they just started doing these 5-match pay-per-views.
Triple H used to do that in NXT.
Much better. I'm talking about main show.
Yeah, it's about time. It's much more digestible as well. And all the matches feel like they're getting some sort of time.
The thing is, though,
NXT takeover pay-per-views would be so good.
Yeah, the thing is, though, like for me, right? And again, I'm a different wrestling. Like we've established this, right? Like there are different types of wrestling fans out there.
Yeah,
like I'm a different wrestling fan than we're all kind of different wrestling fans in a weird way. But like for me, I want to see like banger matches, and AEW to me has like the best in-ring roster that of any company out there. Like that's
no doubt about it.
100%.
No doubt about it.
There's still so many like dream matches that I want to see that like I know that if it's on a pay-per-view, they're gonna hit that like little extra stride and make it more meaningful than if it's on like a Dynamite. So for me, like that brings me to the table, and it brings like again at least 150,000 people per show to purchase the pay-per-view. So like I understand what y'all are saying, and I agree. Like I think eventually they're gonna get to a point where they do that, and potentially going on Max is gonna make it a lot easier and viable for them to do that. But I think they're in the mode now where they understand that they have a base of support and a base of people who are going to pay that $50 fee every month, and they want more matches. So it's that give and take, man.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of give and take, let's
Go ahead.
take the ring through the rest of these matches because there's way too many of them. All right. Let's go through. We got Los Ingobernables de Japan versus the Lucha Bros.
Come on, you gotta know them.
I'm
You gotta know
honest,
them.
bro, and I'm gonna say it for all of us, bro. That is what we don't care about. I don't
Come on,
care.
you guys don't know.
I will be walking away and making chicken and waffles while this match is on.
You guys don't know Los
Quote me.
Ingobernables? Come on.
I can
man.
care less, bro.
Put some respect
Hold
on
the
Takahashi's
CML,
name.
the Lucha Libre, leave that out of here, man. We don't want none
That's
of that.
New Japan, though, bro.
I don't
That's New
care.
Japan.
I don't care for it. I don't care. Listen, bro, just leave me with the mainstream guys. And as a matter of fact, bro, Forbidden Door to me is falling off, bro, because you got the biggest guys already in AEW, bro. Ospreay,
right.
they took him. Okada, they took him. Who else they gonna take next, bro? Mercedes
Tanahashi.
Monet took her.
Takashi.
Zack Sabre Jr. is who we don't care about.
Takahashi. Like what?
I'm gonna be honest. I'll be honest, brother. And Omer, I know that you hate me. You know what I'm saying? Talking like this, brother, because you and I agree a lot. You know what I'm saying? But that is what I don't care about, dog. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, man, I don't know, bro. I ain't feeling that, man. But then again, bro, I don't watch New Japan Pro Wrestling like that. I only watch it for certain people, and that's just me watching highlights from 5 years ago.
And I think that's the big problem with
So
the
Cody
Forbidden
Rhodes
Door, because
videos,
a lot
okay.
of
Cody Rhodes,
AEW
Jay White.
fans don't watch New Japan, so we can't really get invested in these pay-per-views too much. I mean, I love AEW pay-per-views. They're always the best, top-notch, but this one, I just can't really get invested in the other side.
See, we say that, but like, Forbidden Door tends to be one of their most successful pay-per-views.
No, and I'm not
People in
disagreeing
Japan
with
are over
that,
there buying it.
Ooh,
brother.
No, in America, bro. The pay-per-view buy rates.
I'm not gonna lie. For the
American
most part, what I heard, Kenny, this pay-per-view is about to do $1 million gate. And it constantly does it. It constantly does it. So I can't say otherwise.
So I'm wrong, and I'm fine with that. But I still don't get it.
No, I'll be honest, bro. It's not that I don't get it. Because, like, for example, right? Like, if WWE and AEW was doing something like this and I was getting, like, Roman Reigns versus Kenny Omega, I'd be like, dog, like, this is amazing. You know what I'm saying? But it's the fact that these are people that I mostly don't know, so I'm uninterested. And it's all subjective. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, we don't watch New Japan Pro Wrestling like that, so we don't know half these people. So, to me, it's uninteresting. Like, I'm watching it because it's part of the business.
But here's the thing. I watched the, older stuff, like the 2015 to around 2019, and like the first Forbidden Door, I was super excited, but it's the build-ups for me that are non-existent. Like, I watched both shows, I'm still angry. In first Forbidden Door, Okada just kind of came out there, did a little bit of an awkward save, smiled and waved, and that was it. Like, we need actual stories, man. Like, the matches alone, to me, again, it personally just doesn't tell me. You need that little bit of an extra, and I need to be able to easily answer when I ask the question, like, why are these fighting? And going back to that ZSJ versus Orange Cassidy, why are they fighting? I have no clue. I have absolutely no clue.
I think that's fair. Like, I mean, I think it kind of goes back to, like, y'all remember Survivor Series when they would do that crap? It was like, like, it's that bragging rights thing where it's brand supremacy. I think it's a little bit of that. But again, it's like one of those things, like, you're either like invested in it or you're not.
See, Omar, that'd be cool. Yeah. Sorry for cutting you off, but like, say, I don't know, if AEW wins the, like, at the end of the rope would be cool.
I mean, the thing is, though, Omar's like, the reason why it's a little uninterested in me is because it's like, you kind of know, like, AEW is not gonna do the job. You know what I'm saying? Right. Like, there may be 1 or 2 matches in the show where it's like, all right, like, we know what's gonna happen, or we know, like, they might do the job for New Japan Pro Wrestling. But like, you even look at, like, when Okada was like the hottest thing out there, I believe he still lost in America. So it's just like things like that I'm like, I mean, it's cool, but like, and I get it because WWE does it too. You basically bring in them to your platform, and the payoff is more publicity, more viewers to watch their platform, and they're like, we're going to put our guys over. We're doing you guys a favor. So I get it from a business standpoint, but from a viewer standpoint, it's like,
I understand that, but like, also you need to take into account, like, like many of the rematches they've done in either Wrestle Kingdoms or like other shows, like, usually AEW and WWE, or sorry, AEW and New Japan Pro Wrestling. Thank you, Brian. They split like who wins. Like so at the New Japan shows, usually the New Japan wrestlers win. At the American like AEW shows like Forbidden Door, the AEW stars win. So
Fair enough.
I think that's kind of how they've traditionally split it up, which is why I think as we go into our next matchup for the IWGP World Championship, we're going to see it for the first time, a big time loss for All Elite Wrestling. They're going to lose a title belt. The IWGP Championship, in my opinion, is coming home as I get to witness at the UBS Arena Naito in the living flesh. Boys, I cannot explain to you so you guys can understand how hyped I am. This is basically like, Kenny, imagine The Undertaker showing up at WrestleMania at 40. That's how it's going to feel when I see Naito in the ring. Bro, no, I swear to God, I'm going to go crazy. Like, I'm going to scream. But Kenny Bomb, we have Naito, we have the IWGP Championship, we have Jon Moxley. Do we get that first big loss for AEW on one of these shows?
It's going to happen, Big Om. I don't know who Naito is, but it only makes sense. You got Jon Moxley as the New Japan Pro Wrestling Champion. He's got to drop the belt, right? Sometime. Do you send him overseas to drop the belt? No. Why not have him drop it at home? I think they definitely make the switch.
I'm sorry, y'all. I'm sorry again. It was just so funny, bro. He said, I don't know who that dude is, but he gonna win.
Jon Moxley's going down.
Fair enough.
Slowly but surely, I'm gonna educate y'all. Brian.
Okay. All right, man. Listen, dog. I don't know who that dude is neither, bro. For all I care, his name is Naruto. But
Naruto.
But he's probably going over as well, my boy. It's time to get that title off Jon Moxley. Jon Moxley need to go vacation with the big band-aid on his forehead. And yeah, man, you know what I'm saying? Naito, Naruto, let's get it.
Agreed, man. Watching Jon Moxley with all the bloods, like I think he's still a teenager on the inside that thinks that match wrestling is cool. I don't know. I don't know, man.
I like it.
When you give it the proper gravity, actually, slow down a little bit and make the moments count. But I think he relies on it too much. I think he needs to go away a little bit because he's been carrying Nate for a long time now. Let him rest a little bit and then come back and slot him back into that main event because people are going to miss him. As much as I harp on him here, people are going to miss him. And Naito, it's the first time he's appearing on an AEW show from what? Correct me with that one.
Yes, it is.
So that's a big deal. For Naito, for New Japan. I think, like from looking at the landscape of everything, I just don't see Moxley detaining it. Naito takes it.
Naito takes it. Well, let's take it to the last match we're going to talk about because this video has been going on for a while. Hit that like button, subscribe, hit that notification bell as we get to my main event. A dream match that I have been wanting to see for nearly a decade. Shingo Takagi versus the American Dragon, Bryan Danielson, former IWGP World Champion versus former multiple-time WWE Champion. It's happening. It's true. It's damn true. But I'm sure Kenny Bomb is about to say, I don't know who the hell that is. Tell me about it, Kenny.
I'm sorry, buddy. I love you to death, but that's who I don't care about because I have no idea who the guy is.
Come on, he's a dragon.
Sure Bryan Danielson, the guy is a world beater, world eater, our AEW representation.
He's a pin eater, Kenny. He keeps getting pinned.
You're right. He keeps getting pinned, but there has been a story that came out that said things are going to change because he is on his retirement run now. So I'm going to say Bryan Danielson starts turning the page right now, and he's going to get this W.
We are gonna do like a series where I make Kenny Bomb just watch like classic New Japan.
Told you I watch WCW, but I'm not doing New Japan. I can't do it.
It'd be like torture.
I can't do it.
Well, Gero, what do you think, man? Shingo Takagi, someone that I'm sure you came across when you were watching New Japan back in the day, right?
Right when I was starting to fall off, before I stopped watching completely. Like I still like him a lot. And this was my third most excited. Like the first two, like the title matches. But yeah, Bryan Danielson, always a pleasure to see him. He makes magic out of nothing. Tagi is an awesome. So, like, just this match alone, it's cool. I'm sure it's going to be a fun experience. Remember after the pay-per-view? I don't know, but I'm expecting one of the action-wise, in-ring action-wise, one of the best matches of AEW of the year. Yeah, I have high expectations for this one. Both great wrestlers. Who's gonna take it though? I'm gonna say Bryan Danielson. Yeah, they don't need to disrespect him like that. If he's on his retirement, he's gotta take this match. And if he's ever gonna lose, at a point, because this is Bryan Danielson, he should lose his last match to maybe a young talent to put them over. I don't know, but yeah, he's gotta win at this point because, man, he just got pinned to Jack Perry. You know what I mean? Pinned anybody else in. So we need him to get back on that saddle and ride into the sunset looking strong as possible.
Getting pinned by Jack Perry is an honor.
The boyfriend of
that TNT ladder match. Which
yes,
I think we all
definitely will. Shouts out to my boy taking the TNT ladder match, as
Brian,
he should.
Brian, last word on Tagi versus Brian.
Yeah, man.
What do you think, and why don't you care?
Will you win?
You know what I'm saying, bro? I care because it's Bryan Danielson. You know what I'm saying? But I think Shiro Tanaga goes over Bryan Danielson. You know what I'm saying? That's just what it is. He goes over Bryan Danielson. And that's because Bryan Danielson likes to take pins to talent. So Shiro Tanaga will walk out.
No. It's Asakira. You said his name wrong.
Huh?
There for the young talent?
But yeah.
It's Asakira.
But yeah, Shiro Tanaga for the W.
Wow, Kenny, I'm surprised you don't know the name.
All right. Well, we got Brian choosing Shingo Takagi, the only person in the world thinking he's going to win this match. Guys, we want to hear from you. What do you think about AEW Forbidden Door? Do you hate it as much as Kenny Baum? Do you love it as much as I do? Let us know in the comment section. Also, let us know who you think is going to win at the pay-per-view and what the fallout is going to be. Until next time, I'm Umar Q for Kiss the Ring.
And Real Take Wrestling.
All the ring, in the ring. Be sure to say hi to me at the UBS
Subscribe to
Arena.
Real Take Wrestling.